Welcome to the More Than Fitness podcast.
Hello, podcast friends. Cozy here. Welcome to Minisode number 73 on the More Than Fitness podcast. Today's topic, we're going to talk about how I structure my workouts to look and feel my best with a little bit of examples. I kind of wanted to go through this because I think the way that I process my workouts and how I structure my workouts would be helpful to you guys, because I don't always follow a prescription as far as my program, meaning I do this exercise on this day, or I do this exercise, then this exercise with these sets, with these reps, and I keep it the same every single day. I kind of more so adapt my workouts to my schedule and kind of how I'm feeling that day as well. But there's still some key backbone principles or rules or whatever you want to call it in how I structure them to make sure that I am making progress and that I'm also enjoying them, because I think that's probably the two main keys that I I want to have with my workouts, and then also with the people that I work with. I want to make sure that they do work, they're effective, but also they're fun. So I think this would be helpful. First, I'm going to go through kind of the principles real quick, or just how the skeleton of the workout, and then I'll give you maybe a little bit of examples of like a lower body day and an upper body day. I'm not going to give sets and reps and all that kind of stuff, but more so just the general gist of things. So without further ado, the first thing that I do is going to be some type of warm up, right? I need to do some type of physical activity that is going to raise my body temperature, because believe it or not, with a warm up, that is the main goal. It's to actually get your body temperature raised, to get the blood flowing, to get your muscles lubricated, all that kind of fun stuff. And for me, that typically just involves walking on the treadmill on an incline on about like 4 miles per hour for 5 to 10 minutes. Just basically whatever makes me feel good. Sometimes I'll walk for 5 minutes on an incline, and then I'll jog for a couple minutes just to kind of get the juices flowing. And then after I do cardio, after I get a little bit of I get my body temperature up and I just feel a little bit warmer, then I'll move on to some type of mobility stuff. If it's an upper body day, that involves a little bit of arm circles. And then, so I'll do some arm circles, I'll do some circumductions, I'll do some arm swings. And so since I know I'm on camera here, but I'm not going to sit here and go through all of these right here, but just look those up and you'll see what I'm saying. Basically, I just want to get my shoulders for upper body days, and typically lower body days too, because the warm up is more so just to get me feeling good. I just want to get loose. I want to get warmed up. And so the mobility typically aligns with whatever I'm going to work with that day. So if it's upper body, I'll do more shoulder stuff. If it's lower body, I'll do more hip stuff, right? I'll do some hip swings. I'll do some hip circles. I'll get my glutes loosened up, full range of motion, all that kind of stuff. That's the main gist with the first thing. So get my body temperature up, and then just get a full range of motion on whatever muscles or movements I'm about to practice, right? Okay, then after that is kind of like the second tier of warming up. So then the cardio and the mobility, that should take typically like 10 minutes tops, right? That's as much as I want to do there. But then after that, I'll do some type of activation drills for the muscles that I'm about to use. And all that means is, so for upper body, for example, I would do things to, again, loosen up my shoulders, and that would look like rope face pulls or something. So I'm taking my shoulders through a full range of motion. I'm getting my upper back warmed up, and I could even do a couple of face pulls to get my upper back warmed up, because I'm about to use those muscles on the next part of what I do. And I just want to make sure that everything, again, is loose, is stable, and just kind of prepare me and activate me for the work ahead. So for upper body, it would be something like rope face pulls, or maybe some wall slides, right? You can look those up as well, but just something to get the upper back loose. And if I'm doing some type of chest work or bench work or something, I may even do 1 or 2 sets of push-ups or cable flies or something like that, just to take, again, the chest through the full range of motion, just to prepare it for what I'm about to do, which the third part is the main heavy lift, right? This is going to be your bread and butter. This is going to be, if I can only do, if I only have 20 minutes or 30 minutes to get in a workout, the 3 things that I just talked about, so the cardio mobility and then the activation drills, those are more so just so I can feel good. And then the main heavy lift is going to be some type of, for upper body day, it's going to be bench, it's going to be row, it's going to be pull-ups, it's going to be chin-ups, it's going to be lat pull-downs, something along those lines. And if that's all I can do that day, then that's totally fine, because doing those compound multi-joint movements, that's going to give me the biggest bang for my buck. So I just want to make sure that if all I can do is a 15 to 30 minute workout, I'm going to do a couple things to help with mobility and just overall feeling good. And then I'm going to do some type of main heavy work. The third thing would be a main heavy lift, and this would be all your compound movements, multi-joint movements. The fourth one is going to be assistance movements. And this could be things that would complement the main heavy work. For example, like for lower body. So if I did, for my main heavy work, if I did leg press, or if I did, hack squats or barbell squats or goblet squats or front squats, right? Any type of squat work like that, then my assistance movement is probably going to be some type of single leg work, because this is going to help with stability. It's going to help with my balance, my coordination. It's going to make me more just athletic and quote unquote functional overall. But it's also going to supplement the main work that I just did. So this would be something like dumbbell split squats, or some type of lunges, or a single leg RDL, or something along those lines. I need some type of assistance movement to balance out what I just did for the main heavy lift. And so if you can do this multiple different ways, but 2 quick examples that I could think of is, so if your main heavy lift targets your quads mostly, so if you're doing squats or front squats or leg press, right? So it's a quad dominant movement. With the assistance movement, you could do more of a hamstring movement. So something like a single leg RDL to balance out the quad work that you just did. Or if you want to make it more of a quad dominant focused workout, then instead you could do something like a dumbbell split squat or lunges or a step up or something like that. It's still going to hit your glutes and your hamstrings a little bit. However, the main dominant muscle group you're using with that would be the quad. So you could do a quad movement, or you could do a quad hamstring movement. And of course you can do a reverse if you want as well, hamstring or hamstring quad. But I do like to use some type of single leg work just to keep my mobility and stability and core kind of all up to date. Okay, so that would be the fourth part. And then the fifth part would be pump work, or just like fun stuff. So this would be like doing arms or something, right? Or for legs, it would be doing things like leg press or leg curls, and even calf work, just something. Or it could be a giant set or like a super set. So a bunch of exercises back to back to back. It could be some type of timed thing. So if you want to do kettlebell swings, you could do 15 reps every minute on the minute, right? Or you could do some type of AMRAP stuff where it's as many reps as possible. You could do tons of different intensity techniques, just something leaving where I leave the gym feeling a little bit sweaty. And I just know like, okay, I feel good. I feel pumped. Something that just really gives me that positive reward of, okay, I went to the gym today. Because of course, like with the main heavy stuff, it's going to be hard and difficult, but typically with that kind of stuff, you're going to be resting a little bit longer. So with the fifth part, with the pump work and the fun stuff, I try and keep the rest periods low. I break a sweat. I feel good after doing them, right? So that would be number 5. And lastly, this is if I have the time or desire, this is going to be core work, right? So any type of crunches or planks or side planks or farmer's walks or Pallof presses, anything like that I want to do throughout the week. Typically, if I'm being 100% honest, I probably do core once a week. I should probably do it about twice a week, I would say, and just doing different variations and different types of core work. So you could do things like crunches, or you could do a plank, or you could do a side plank. Like I said, the Pallof press, a half kneeling chop, something like that to hit all different angles, quote unquote, of the core. So that would be the 6. So real quick, the first would be cardio mobility. The second would be some type of activation drills. Third is going to be a main heavy lift. Fourth is going to be assistance movements. Number 5 is going to be the pump work and fun stuff. And 6 is going to be core work if I have the time or the desire, right? So I think... yeah. And just real quick, what this would look like, I'll do a quick upper body day. So an upper body day, what this would look like would be I start with, and I'm going to skip over the, so if I do an upper body day, right, I would do the cardio mobility. I would do the activation drills. Like I said, I would do some type of rope face pull or something like that. And then I would get into my main work. And so for an upper body day, I would do a heavy vertical pull. So this would be like a chin up or a pull up or something. I would do a horizontal press, which would be like a bench press or a push up. I would do a horizontal pull, which would be like a cable row or a bent over row. Or I would do a heavy vertical press, and that would be like a push press, a military press, dumbbell press, something like that. And then I would finish it off with some direct arm work or rotator cuff work, right? That's kind of the gist of what that upper body day would look like. And then the other upper body day, like if you would do 2 upper body days, you would just kind of switch those. So instead of starting off with a heavy vertical pull, you would start off with a heavy horizontal pull. And then you would do a vertical press, then you would do a vertical pull, then you would do a heavy horizontal press, right? So you're just kind of switching up. You're doing the opposite of what you did the first day. This just balances everything out and makes sure that you hit everything appropriately. For a lower body day, so I would do the cardio mobility, some type of activation drill. This would typically be some type of like a glute movement. So maybe some glute bridges, or I would do some machine abductions. I would do possibly some leg extensions and some leg curls just to get my knees warmed up, something along those lines, just to get the blood flowing in the movements that I'm about to do. And the lower body, what that would look like is some type of heavy movement. So this would be like a deadlift or a squat. Then I would do a single leg movement, so like a lunge or a split squat. The assistance movement would be like a pull through or an RDL or something along those lines. The pump work would be like leg extensions or leg curls again, or maybe some type of glute work if you want to prioritize that. And then I would finish with some type of core work, right? So that's kind of the gist of how I structure my workouts to look and feel my best. I hope that was helpful. And that is it for Minisode number 73 on the More Than Fitness podcast. Thank you as always for listening and for watching. See ya.